Love light and Rastafari as above. The heart turned upside down turns into a diamond heart. Divine and royal, worldwide, that's what you are. Love light and Rastafari. Hi Lynn.
Hi Dan, lovely to see you.
Manchester vibes in the area.
Mr. Super Excavation.
You know that. Thank you for the invite back.
Oh no, thank you for coming back.
Did you miss me? I missed you, World Wide Web. No, I've got to do. I'm sorry I couldn't have had more involvement after the excavation, but as I will tell you, things have took turnings for the best. And it's all good. And I didn't have to write anything down because I know what I want to say. And let me turn my phone off because I don't want to be interrupted because it's very important. I'm sorry for being late, Lynn.
Oh no, it's alright, mate. What's that here?
Well, viewers, as I call you, family and friends, Facebook family and friends, I'm going to have to do a blog like my son on Instagram because my son Alonso, Yogi Buller, does a blog that people look forward to seeing every day. I'll do mine occasionally. Anyway, just to fill you in, one of the main reasons for people out there that I couldn't go to the museum showpiece is because not long after the Reno, excavating the Reno, I had personal, life-changing things happen to me. And only family and friends know really, or Facebook family and friends. I had in November, not long after the Reno, I had got rushed to hospital and I had a life-saving operation through the NHS Saved My Life in Cornwall, Choro Hospital. And the rest is history now because I've got through it with flying colours. But since then, things have happened on a more spiritual level. And my path has become more spiritual. And my higher levels of consciousness have peaked to some extremely beautiful peaks. And I must thank Alan Ingham, Yogi Buller, my son, and Himmet for my medicines. That when I was doing football years ago, I didn't get that pinned, and not long after my life-saving operation, I started getting rheumatoid arthritis in this.
Yeah.
But through the medicines that my guru and my son and Alan Ingham have introduced me to, things I've got. I don't use the word P-A-N-E. I use the word discomfort in my body, and we can heal ourselves. Anyway, that's another story. So I'm well on the mend, but I suffer with different things that I keep personal and private that are okay and on the mend, and it's all upwards. So
tell me about excavating the Reno.
oh, jeez. But before I start saying all the positives about the excavating, I must remind people out there that are skeptic or whatever else, that there's quite a lot of people that have nothing to do with it, a lot to say about it, nothing nice to say about it.
Really?
All these things. Oh yeah, well you're bound to get them anyway. Like you will get trolls on the social media or World Wide Web who, no matter how positive it is, they've got nothing nice to say about positive because that's where they live, in the negative.
Right.
So let them get on with it. But yeah, so to talk a little about the negative things that people think about the Reno, I just want to put out there, we love you and we forgive you. Because anybody and everybody that had anything to do with it, it wasn't just a big success. It wasn't just for our future generations. It was for us. And we needed it. And we loved it. And we did a great job. So now, the positives. First, Salford University, the TV people, different companies, Manchester Council, anybody that supported Linda in her quest for this, we bow down to you in the highest ways, because if anybody can bow down to you in the highest ways, hand on heart. It's the divine, royal, who we are. So thank you. So that's them out the way. Also, with them, and we know who they are, I have a thing that I say on Facebook, them, whoever they may be. It's usually when I'm talking things that are deep. So the John, who's Stiggy's cousin, is it John the TV?
The camera guy,
yeah,
John Lloyd.
Yeah. John, I love you, John. I miss John. and the lady who was with John doing stuff.
Karen.
And what was she called from Salford, and the big guy?
Sarah, and Andy.
Oh, Sarah, I miss you, Sarah and Andy. But anyway, but honestly, there's so many positives, and you try not to miss anybody. Well, I don't anyway, because what did it mean to me? And I have to keep thinking about this because it means so much to me as being a child, being grown up in the Reno at 12, 13 with Willis and Himmet. Oh, what does it mean to me? So, it means to me that's why I have to mention the council, the Salford, and on this first before they get into the roots of the meaning.
Yeah.
So Sarah and John and the other TV guys who was there from the off. I'm going to try and not get emotional because sometimes, especially what I've been through, and I must thank my family and tell them I'm sorry. Because when I went to hospital, and I didn't tell nobody I was in the hospital for 3 days.
Why?
And then, because I was in shock.
Right, okay.
And I didn't know how to handle it really.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to frighten them in my family because I don't do frightened and I don't do scared. I've never had from being 8, 9, 10, 11. And because I've got a little baby Silver, who's my world. And it's very difficult when we get a thing tested and we know we've got a path of great things to do. But when it's our children that mean the most, we have to do what's right and know what's important. And I know you've got children, Linda.
Yeah.
So anyway, excuse me, everybody. I go off, and I want you to remind me, Linda, if I'm going off the point.
I love it about you, mate. Just keep going.
Right. So, everybody behind. I must say that 1 or 2 people who were sceptical about what we started doing, when they spoke to me, they were saying things like, we shouldn't disrupt the ground. It's sacred ground, and I know that more than anybody.
Yeah.
We shouldn't disrupt what has been laid to rest. And then I understand what some people, I'm getting a bit hot and flustered. I understand what people think, but I don't necessarily agree with them. Which is for me, because I have a big voice. Thank the heavens. Well, see, I'm flying away with all these thoughts here, right? So, when I left the Reno, and I've done my street performing in the Reno, on the streets of Manchester and other places, before I got my crew in 1998 with Himmet, and I've had my schooling and my teachings to do with street entertainment and club entertainment, because that's what I was. I was a street entertainer and I was a club entertainer, mainly club, the Reno club. I tried to capture the essence of the Reno with MVITA, flying the flag of the pyramid, sun and the moon and the earths. The essence of the Reno was so magical and so spectacular. We weren't just entertained, and like we've said in the videos, from fashion, if you went to the restaurant, ate food, drinking, smoking, feeling free, feeling a part of something, feeling attached, feeling wanted, feeling appreciated, feeling loved. Upside down is the diamond heart, which you are. So feeling loved growing up in our city was essential to us, because some of us at home had bits of rough lives, hard lives, found our love on the streets, hence them saying your gang is your family. Well, why do you think that might be, viewers?
Yeah.
So with us growing up at our age and getting the mixed race bullshit, Because we had to be violent if we're getting a mixed race bullshit. My mother at school, anybody got here, Vince? Smack him in the fucking mouth. Excuse my language, it's the first time I swore.
So swear, man.
Smack him in the mouth. They won't say it again, and if they do, smack in the mouth harder, because you've not done a good job smacking in the mouth, they're going to use them vile words. And if the teachers want to know anything, tell the teachers, my mum said, no, not my father, my mum said, smack him in the mouth. And trust me, that's what I did. So, I have to praise everybody that was connected to the Reno from, as we say, the people that were sweeping up that no one noticed,
Yeah.
to...
Susie Mooser who made our dinner.
Well, listen, I've got to mention Trig's sister,
Myra.
and the fella.
Sobers.
Sorry for that, the fire sobers winding you up that night. I wasn't. You'd have to excuse my eccentric wild ways, because when it comes to fires, you've only got to ask Joe Strummer backstage at Glastonbury. King Joe. I'm an entertainer, Joe. I don't want to do a fire. You're an entertainer doing the fire, Alfonso. Do that fire. So, Sobers and Trig's sister. When we first started doing the excavating, it was beautiful to see people was turning up just to have a nose. They weren't turning up to get their hands dirty. They weren't turning up to... I think curiosity, when they say about the cat, I think curiosity got the better of some people. But it was just great to see certain people turn up. Some people turned up, didn't go in the gate. They stood behind the fence. Like fish in a tadpole. I see the world going by, and it was amazing to see the people on the buses, the people bibbing from that interconnection at the Prince Road was just mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Mind-blowing. So, is that an aloe vera plant?
Yeah.
Wow. Do you know the properties of that and the healing properties and
Yeah.
everything? Of course you do. So, I need just to say this because someone pulled me the other month in Gorton, near where my baby was, Silver. I'd just like to say as well, Serena, Rihanna and Buddha. Serena's got 2 children. Levi, from the House of the Rastafarians, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, and he's a throwback. And people say, you can't say that. That's what we call him. Ours, he's a throwback. My son, a throwback. Blonde-haired, blue-eyed, pale skin, black nose, he's a throwback. Love to my Cornish, divine, royal family. And Sarah.
So go
Charlotte.
on, why shouldn't they dig it? So go on about the sacred ground.
So, right. Charlotte, thank you, my queen, princess. Warwickshire, family. Do you remember when Phil's African brother or relation turned up?
Cola.
We won't say too much about Cola because I don't want to be disrespectful. But I can only listen to Cola's venom for a short period. Because Cola was one of them that weren't happy. But he come to the site to that vice,
Tell us.
tell us will do, tell us his unhappiness. And I had to walk away from it because I can't be ignorant to our king elders. I have to walk away from certain things now. So anyway.
You said you agreed with them to a point about the sacred ground.
Yes, because I gave them to a point of understanding, but because of the way this all happened and so fast, and we have no... In some of my posts to my Facebook family and friend, I post our black culture that's been hidden and stolen from us. And growing up as a child, watching the cowboys kill the Indians and knowing I come from indigenous Americans, it hurt at a young age not realising it. Spears and arrows and they're shooting them. It didn't resonate right. So, knowing that some of these sacred things should be left, not when it comes to us people, because we've had so much stolen and our identity in this city and Liverpool, Nottingham, Birmingham, Leeds, anywhere there's a cultural mix, Africans, Caribbeans, mixed race, mothers being white or fathers being white and the mothers and fathers being black, and it's a mixture. You will not know and have no idea unless you come from a mixed race family. or you've got first-hand experience from mixed race, torture and negativity. Simple. So having no identity growing up, I'm having to fight for a voice. The Reno gave us all that and much more, and other places that came along around the same time. So understanding some people don't want to have anything to do with it, but I had plenty to say about it. To me, it's like kind of get alive or shut that and keep your opinions to yourself, because there's so much people that brought love to.
Yeah.
It's brought so much love to people. And I'm telling you, other things will come from it down the line, whether it's a play or a movie, because there should be a play and a movie about the Reno. And it should come from that lady behind the screen that being promoted or whatever else, independence or whoever else, and it should have people that was at Reno Excavating from day one, and the cafe that went for the meeting before it all, that people out there don't know nothing about, should have something to do with it, should have a voice, should make sure it's been done the right way. Because the only way, like the Reno Excavating, it will get done the right way if the right people show involvement and get involved and have a voice.
I agree.
Because that's the only way. Real life stories come from the real life people. That's what people want out there in the viewers. They're sick of hearing the bullshit and the Hollywood or the English or the other shit stories. Science fiction has become science fact because it's true stories that captivate people's minds and hearts. True stories, and that's what we're all about. The truth.
Yeah.
You can't paint it a different colour.
No.
That's why when I was coming here, I was saying, on my mother's side, I'm Romany Gypsy, Royal, and Red Indian, Royal. Some say Red Indian, indigenous, from the Americas.
Yeah.
On my father's side, I'm Belizean first, Inca, Mayan, and French. My father is buried on our private beach with our grandparents. Royal. From day one, been telling people that, and they don't like it. Some of my own family don't like it. I won't apologise no more. I'm not saying sorry. Or leave me. So, I am extremely privileged to be a part of the Reno with Willis and Himmett. We was extremely privileged to be part of that upbringing and that culture and that university that we got, street university. You can't buy it. Money could not buy it. So I have to understand people that don't understand it. So going back now to the people that do, and a lot of people didn't go. A lot of people have gone to view the Reno page. Because of my dyslexia and all that, I find it hard and it hurts my head sometimes going to do things that I can't do and frustrating. So, what does it mean to me? I have to this keeps popping into my head, and I will waffle on and say silly things at times, but because of my Vita and the way we perform, it's really funny, you know, when because Karen said to me not long ago, my ex who's got me silver, you didn't even mention our baby and it's gone forevermore. She'll see that when she grows up. I'll say, well, did you know that? Make sure they do silver. Papa loves you, my little angel. So, saying stuff that I know. So, in the late 80s, when me and a couple of other people formed Vita, and then performing for years, and I have to say this now to the people of Manchester and Greater Manchester. Some of my lyrics annoyed people to bleep, 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 but it doesn't matter. It was more meaningful now than it was then. From all over England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales, from all over. Now forget your Cornwall. Manchester vibes in the area. From all over Manchester, north, south, east and west, and Greater Manchester. That north, south, east and west people of Manchester means Cheetham Hill and Colts anywhere north, South Manchester, more west is being Wythenshawe, and anywhere else, east it's be or whatever else is. The lyric goes, from all over Manchester, Greater Manchester, together we can do it. No matter what colour, race, creed or religion, we can do it together, we can do it. Meaning, Mancunians, whether you're affiliated to that gang, don't matter. When you come to Vita, down your fucking weapons. Down your weapons. If you want to be violent, I said from day one, go join the army. If you want to be violent, go and join a gang. But
So why would that upset people?
Because people don't want to hear the truth. And what did Reno mean to me? What the Reno meant to me in a lot of ways was you had people from every area of the city in Greater Manchester coming together as one.
So what did digging it up mean to you?
Oh gosh.
Because you was there every day, mate.
What did that? Was there most days.
Most days. So what? Yeah. What did actually digging it up and being on that site mean to you?
What I've got to remember and remind myself about as well is what it means to me. I've been in Cornwall 25 years, but when the Reno closed, I couldn't wait because me and my firm, me and my crew, me and my friends, we used to take the piss with being the Aussie end of the town or whatever. We'd come to the Reno and we'd say, the bandits are out, the bandits are out, the bandits are out. Meaning the robbers, the ones that was getting addicted to the drugs bad and they wanted to rob people at the door before they got in. Yeah. Or when they were coming out, stoned or pissed. So the bandits, the robbers, was more that their addictions was getting the better of them. Or some of them were just robbers. They were out there taking advantage of people's whatever. They might not have been addicted, they might not have needed a fix or a fucking bitch out or whatever. They knew that it was easy pickings at the Reno, just robbers, bandits. But as it got bad and the addiction started coming, I couldn't wait for the Reno to close, to tell you the truth. So, it meant to me, the Reno meant to me, the same thing it meant to me when I was drawn to go to the Reno. That's what you are. Worldwide, supreme, divine and royal. When I went to the Reno, when it was crumbled and brought down, I went over the I walked over the dance floor with all the bricks and I walked towards the bar and I was looking around the Reno like a bomb had just dropped on it because we called it, as we grew up we called them crofts. We used to play in the croft, that was rubble land. So the Reno was like a
You want some tissue, mate?
And I felt the spirits of people that have left the Reno after and walked to Wivenshaw Hospital or Manchester Royal and passed away. I felt their spirits in the Reno. And then some people who have lost their lives in the Reno, I felt their spirits too. And it's very difficult to try and make people understand that what the Reno means to me and what the Reno will ever mean to me. That's why I have to mention the people at the beginning who made it possible for Linda to do her works because she's coming from the heart and she's letting future generations know what they can do. And there is hope and there is a future, no matter how much you've been told or you've been seeing out there in the world. They don't look like much future. They don't look like there's any hope. So I was drawn more than anything to be part of this because certain voices are needed to express where love is coming from, because there's certain voices out there don't see where love is coming from. So certain people saying certain words will resonate in people's pineal glands and beautiful minds and their hearts, beautiful hearts. So what the Reno meant to me and what the Reno, excavating Reno meant to me was like another world. Oh. It was beautiful. It was the best thing ever. And I was ill at the time and didn't know, but it didn't matter because I was being pushed along by my ancestors. I was being I was on carriages from angels. I was having to do things I didn't understand. I was having to be in the now with the party because I had to do the fire. I felt drawn to do the fire. I had to be, and I've annoyed everybody in the marquee, screaming me madness and going on with me madness and my eccentricities. That's just me and the way I am.
That makes our party. Do not worry about that. We love
people,
it. Yeah.
So being family and close friends, put the mic down and stop it. You're spoiling the song.
No, we love it. I love it.
I will apologise. I say I won't apologise no more, but certain things I will apologise a little for because I get like a giddy little child. I get like a giddy little kid.
Force the energy up.
Well, I try, and it's part of my job. It's part of my job. When I was growing up, I was seeing these later on in life. I was seeing these toasters, these organised crews, posses, organised Rastafari, showing the light, bringing the light on, shining in the light and everything. It's like, wow, I need to be a part of something like this. And lo and behold, I got a chance to. So what it meant to be part of the Reno excavating is so mad to get these words have not been invented to say that will hit the nail on the head. I have a lyric and it's cream of the crop, tip of the top of the iceberg, but now peak of the pyramid, because they're all the tops. You don't get better than that, and that's my lyric. Like for instance on the radio, the Renegade, Manchester's finest, that's my lyric. When the Gallagher brothers was doing the stuff and Liam said, mad for it, that's my lyric. They've got a column in the papers, don't know what paper it is, and it's a mad for it column. My fucking lyric, I'm telling you now, it's just amazing. So, on the radio the other day, it was a Moss Side, one of the Moss Side.
Legacy.
I think it was Legacy. And one of the guys said on it, Manchester's finest, because I put into the stratosphere, Moss Side Hall of Famers. That's my lyric. I don't know, it doesn't matter to some people. When I hear it, I was in Valesworth yesterday, and a geezer's 45, 55, I was walked into a cafe restaurant. I was getting some sandwiches with Joanne and Neve or whatever. And this geezer's walked in like a worker and he's looked at me and he's gone, Manchester vibes in the air there. I went, wow. And then he's gone, calling all lions and lionesses. I went, whoa. People in the cafe within the queues. And I said, to hear my own lyrics is just mind-blowing.
Yeah.
I've got lyrics that says, come in, come over and don't be shy. Just loads of madness that I'd scream. So, what it means to me to be part of the Reno. Words have not been invented.
What did you learn?
I learned that I can be part of something like that and have a really serious voice that people will respect, look upon like it's important, because I do want to be respected, and what I want to say, I want it to be not just appreciated. That's why these things I have to do on my own, like the book or the documentary about before I started MV with Himmett and a couple of the people, how leading up to that and going through that and the struggles, like you said, Linda, with writing your writings and trying to get your plays and stuff like that and being downbeaten. We have to keep knocking on the doors. In our case, I say, kick fucking doors down, kick them down. There's a lyric from Glastonbury. They said, you can't get over it. You can't get under it, you can't get through it. We find a way. Where there's a will, there's always a way.
So you learned that you want to do some more stuff of your own.
It showed me that there's things that I can do, part of my stories with round the Reno, the Hacienda, Envita especially, the Hacienda, and after and during and around. Because what Envita did for us, and having to get management and turn it into a band with Anthony Baron, Alan Ingham and Julie Ingham, our queen, was we had to do professional, excuse me, this blown nose. We had to do professional performing in professional places. And when I'd say I learnt my schooling at the Reno, when we have to do professional performing with professional people, then we have to be professional. And me and Himmett would not go on stage having smoked, drunk or took any kind of stimulant. We would never do that. It was always after the shows or at the party, which is time to do that. So what I learned for my own is I seriously have to do some stuff like this, all about Anthea.
Yeah.
And then a book or a short documentary like this.
Yeah.
And also, I must say, the museum showpiece, I was really gutted about missing. That's when I was really ill. I was in my recovery then.
Yeah.
And to hear some of the fantastic things that people said about the museum, and then a couple of the parties after it, I was gutted I couldn't make them. But to be part of the excavating, it's just amazing, Linda. From the cafe, we had that meeting.
Yeah.
Then to the Reno. Because it was peaks.
Yeah.
Until it got to the cream of the crop, tip of the top of the iceberg, peak of the pyramid was the party. When I went to the Reno for the night and seen them lights lighting up the Reno and the traffic was passing and it was like, I'm not joking. When I go to my divine dreams, I go to other places and most of the time I don't remember where I've been in my dream world, especially in Shavasana when I'm doing my teachings just before sleep. Thank you, Himmet. I know the yoginis and yogis.
You said the lights.
Yeah, I'm thinking about how before I did the fire, I was like a little child in a candy shop because it was like, oh, wow. To be part of digging that out and then seeing some of the things we found and displaying them and then eating the food and Myra bringing food and other, what's the Alka school called?
Susie
Moose.
Big up to Susie Moose.
Oh, mate. Your diamond heart. Your diamond heart,
was our mum.
bringing food to feed the workers.
Yeah.
And the non-workers.
Yeah.
Some people came just to be, yes. Some people came in slippers, brand new Wellingtons that they didn't want muddy, white trainers.
I know.
It was amazing.
I know. So you said making the fire to be part of that.
So when
you had a great walk making the fire, a walk up to the fire to put the, and like, I felt really cared for the way you made the fire.
And you know what? This is before Joe Strummer's at Glastonbury backstage, before he died, and then we had to go to general public, which lasted 3 years then, still going on now, but before Joe died and backstage and doing the fire, sometimes we'd have hay bales as seats.
Oh, yeah.
And then sometimes we'd just have cushions. And then sometimes we'd just sit on the floor, depending whether it was dry grass, whatever. When I was getting the wood to take to the fire, I'm thinking, oh, that wood can do as a seat, that wood can do as a seat. When I'm saying that can do a seat and that's doing a seat, and I placed them around the fire, and then an hour or two seeing people sat on these little boxes, and not that they weren't interested in the party, in the marquee, but they were so captivated.
No, I was one of them.
It was amazing because they were somewhere to sit that weren't on the floor on the grass, and there was high seats and low seats, and people were so comfortable with their bags of alcohol. Whatever it was, and they were right at home at the Reno, right at home celebrating what we've done. So not just to be part of it and all that. What did it mean? The actual Reno party could not have been any better. To keep coming out there, getting up to the fire, come out there, stood near the fire, listening to the music, watching people interacting. Yeah. Because there were so many different age groups there. It was mind-blowing. There was, like, say, from 3 generations of grandchildren, grandparents, and in between age. Yeah. It was absolutely fabulous and marvellous. And people came from Pamela. Pamela couldn't make it from London, but one of my friends comes, she's like a Buddhist. She eventually come to Cornwall to see me after that. She came from Portsmouth or Brighton. Yeah, Gail Alec came from Brighton. People came from London. So people come from abroad, far and wide, just to make sure it was a reality. Yeah. Oh. Because the party was mind-blowing. Yeah.
It was, wasn't it?
The party was mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And leaving. Like, because I heard one of your interviews about me jumping over the fence. I only needed to open the back. I couldn't get my head round thinking, oh, is this fence locked? Where's the security guard? So I was buzzing.
Yeah,
I was high on life. I didn't take no drugs that night.
Did
no
you
Charlie,
not?
no. And I didn't drink until I left. I think I had a tiny glass of champagne. But I started drinking when I left there at 10:30 in the morning. Drinking. Well, I drank nearly a full bottle of brandy.
Oh, you were saying.
And the brandy I took, the brandy I drunk, I actually found in the market I was looking for something. I'd left a pair of glasses or something, and there was a full corked bottle of Martell brandy. Whoever left that brandy, thank you very much, probably contributed towards my also backing off. But it's all right. The damage had already been done.
Yeah.
So what does it mean to me to have been part of that? It means some of my lyrics, as my friends and family on Facebook would say, suns, moons, worlds, universes, earths, which are beyond, as above, so below. So what it means to be part of the history of our black history, our mixed race history, because that's what we are. We're the golden race. We are the copper coloured race. That's what we are. That's our royal divinity, divineness, bloodline, DNA. We've been placed on this earth for this experience to share love and give love. And if you don't want to share love and give love, don't be nasty and don't be horrible. Just be within your own self. This is our being human experience. It's very important. If you've got good things to say and love to give, do it in abundance.
What do you think really worked the best?
There were so many things that worked. To think one or two or three is really difficult because the combination of everything was number one.
Oh, do you know what moment I remember between me and you? Do you remember right at the beginning when they dropped the cabins, the green cabins off the back of the lorry? And then I said, you've got to pick it up and place it proper. And you said, that's right. Do it proper from the start.
That's right.
Do you remember that moment between us?
Well done, Linda. Because that's what we're about. Look, within drugs and partying, what do you want? Quantity or quality?
Quality.
It's simple.
Yeah.
My mother and family and friends would always say, if you're going to do anything, you know what's coming next, because we've been growing. If you're going to do anything,
do it properly.
Do it right. Do it properly. Simple. Don't hard-cut. Don't, because it's not the same.
But it was a real moment that I remember me and you really feeling it. Another moment.
The way you displayed they displayed them like in the L shape.
Yeah, no, the horseshoes.
Yeah, the
so
horseshoes,
that we would have like a feeling, like a camp feeling. Yeah, that's always been in me. Another good one between me and you is me, you and Ivan building a bridge across the really wet bit.
With the bricks.
Yeah, do you remember?
Of course I do.
Yeah. Then we were throwing bricks. It was a proper team. You know, to build, not the one where we built it round the excavation.
No,
the one where the path to the camp.
So when people was coming to view it, they had a path and were walking in the water.
Yeah.
But that was beautiful from you, that to your mind and your heart, thinking about people not getting the brand new trainers. Some people came in high heels, high heels.
Obviously not going to do.
People came in high heels.
Yeah.
Knowing it was good. They didn't give a shit about it. It was muddy and whatever. They just wanted to look glam. Which is great.
It's great to see them though.
So a couple of pointers of what worked.
Go on.
One of the main things, as we are free living people, as free as we can be in this crazy world, was people being able to know, bring your own drink.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be a bar.
Yeah.
And if you like a drink,
bring your own.
Bring it.
Drink. Yeah.
Oh, and they did. That's why so much got left.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And I found this bottle of Martin or Martell. So the pointers of what worked. What worked was in abundance. Some people in our city and other places, they don't go out at Christmas and New Year because they can't be done with the bullshit. They either go to private houses or a private function that not everybody is invited to, or whatever. People leading up to the Reno party were saying to each other, and I know this for facts, I don't go out much, but I'm not missing that. I've not been out for ages. Whoa, you're going to your head. You got your ticket? I'm getting your ticket. Got your ticket, get your ticket. And the way Linda got the whole stress of the night, because, excuse me, the way it went with the stress of the night, at one stage I thought I'd just seen a weight come off Linda's shoulder, and she said, well, look, let him, I've tried, let him just come in now, or let him, if they got the ticket, I'm not, you know, and you started having a good night from that point.
Yeah, I did.
Really?
Yeah. And because Susie Prowse took a bottle of champagne out of her handbag and a 20-foot spliff. And she said, just smoke that and drink that and shut up.
Yes.
Yeah. No, but you're right, when it was just like, let him in, it don't matter, let him in.
That's right. And we must say as well, like say, what worked was, some people come in there expecting to buy a drink, couldn't. 2 geezers.
Oh, yeah,
outside the gate.
Yeah.
Like we do.
Yeah.
With a boot open.
Yeah.
Full of booze.
And they were pure,
whoever you were,
yeah.
Thank you very much.
And they were pure respectful, you know, because I said, I don't care what you do outside the gate, but don't come in the gate. And they just went, fine by me.
They were busy all night.
Yeah.
And when I went out there twice, it was like, Buller, you want a drink? I'm not drinking, thank you, but I'll have them for later.
Yeah.
So what worked, again, you see, what worked? The love in abundance, that people bumping into each other. Yankee Bill, legends, Moss Side Hall of Famers, you're out there, you're part of it. There was people there that people have not seen for over 30 years.
Yeah, definitely.
People have not seen. We say, what made it? Yankee Bill, the Russell, the movie, 24-hour party people, which I'm privileged to say I play a part in. I play myself, and they paid me quite a bit of money.
Oh, never seen
They paid me to do a backflip. People still ask me today, you still do your backflips, Fonso? Don't be silly. Not that I couldn't, I don't want to. I don't want to do a backflip, no, that was my past.
What could have been done better?
There's always something could have done better, but I can't think of it, Linda. There's always something could have been better.
Yeah.
But at this moment in time, you put me on the spot, I can't think of anything that could have been better there. For instance, if you was to do the same thing, not the excavating, have a pie at the Reno spot in a marquee, I think you'd more or less do exactly the same.
Yeah, it was good.
I don't think you'd change anything. So to think what could have been done better for the party, not much, really. Because when you look at the excavating, with the professional help, we see we are professional performers and entertainers, and we do the best performances within entertainment, from the top to the bottom and in between. There ain't nowhere we can not go, and there ain't nowhere we can not be, because we are the best. We are royal and divine and supreme. It's in our DNA bloodline, whether you like it or you don't.
So what was you saying about the professionals then?
What about the professionals?
You said, and the professionals.
Well, if they don't like it and they can't, they're envious of it, or they, for some reason, have got a bonnet.
No, you was going to say something good about the excavation team, I think. Don't matter anyway.
Oh,
the
excavating team that came and had a drink with us, out of the boots and wellies, and come and let their hair down.
Yeah.
That's when you know you're doing something right. And they actually said in one of the interviews that I watched with you, they actually said the way it was going and the people that was coming, they've never seen that before. I remember whether it was Sarah from Salford,
Kirsty is a thing.
Said them words, and I was like, wow. And they would have done many excavating.
Yeah.
But because of the purity of what we were doing, and because it's our black culture that never gets aired.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people was coming up to me saying, that I didn't even know, seen you on the telly, seen you on North West Tonight, seen you on Glenarden Report. I was getting the bus from here to Wales, I was getting the bus from here to Gort. I don't know if I should say that. I was getting on the bus from here to the other side of town.
Yeah.
I'm walking down the street in town, I'm walking down the street in Gorton and in Fales of people are in the bus. Hey, mate! I'm like, what? How are you doing then? because people are saying me lyrics to me, Royal and Divine. Where have you heard that? I'm not, someone did it outside the Reno. Rastafari, Royal Divine, I work, a big fucking lad who's from Salford, a fucking big beefy bulldog. So where have you heard that? And I'm not telling you. And I went, do I know you? Do I know you? And he said, no. I said, I'm not racking my head thinking, I've got ready. He went, Northwest tonight. I went to him, oh, fuck's sake. But he was buzzing.
Yeah.
Seeing me.
Yeah.
Because what I must have said must have resonated in his fucking head because he's seen, excuse me swearing,
oh,
he's seen me and gone, wow, there's that geezer. And I'll give him his own lyrics.
Definitely memorable, Fonso.
So, once again, seeing the video of the museum, because I got brought up for my first 8 years of life in Cheltenham Medlock, over the other side of Winslow Road.
I'm born over there, Fonso.
So the park facing the Royal, Whitworth Park, it had a really big impact in my life because to me it was like Alexandra Park or Withenshaw Park, really big because it was so small.
Yeah.
And we only went over that main road now and again, unless my bigger brothers are Johnny, Huey Lanza would be saying, we're going over to the park, and I'm just like, wow. So being a part of, it's funny, isn't it? Because when we went to West Disby and I could leave West Disby at 11, Kevin and Colin Sadie used to come now and again, and my godmother was in Bonsall Street or Barnell Street, one that was near Hume, the one that was in Hume. Bonsall Street.
Bonsall Street.
That's in Hume.
Yeah.
I could go from West Disby to Bonsall Street because my mum knew I could get on the bus from Burton Road, go down Winslow Road to just past the university, and you could walk. There was a walkway.
Right.
I think they've done it now where it's part of the university walk. Yeah. Straight to Bonsall Street.
All Saints Park.
And she'd say, yeah, that's right. And she'd say, you get on that bus, don't you dare. Don't you dare go anywhere else. When I started going to Bonsall Street and I'd leave in Ninny Turner's, I won't come the same way there. I'd go through my side, near and round the Reno, and down Princess Road, the opposite way, like the circle. So.
You know we're going to the Whitworth, don't you, for a whole year?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anytime you're in Manchester, you have to come.
I want to bring my family from Cornwall.
No.
It's vital that they get. My children in Cornwall, they're not interested about the Cornish history. And I say to them, there's black, royal, Cornish, divine, my name in Cornwall from 1066. They helped in the war of 1066. It's in history. I found it through black hidden history in Cornwall. It's posted it all over Facebook and what have you for people to see, like the noblemen of our black ancestors. England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales. Black royalty from over 500 years ago and 1,000 years ago in this land we know nothing about. It's not in our schools and it's not in your universities. Why is that? Worldwide, take note, heads up. So anyway, my girls in Cornwall, I want them to come with my grandchildren to look around the Whitworth and see our history.
But it won't be just that we're going to look around it, right? We're going to be there and build it from all our film, from our photographs, you know, from memorabilia with the artifact. So anytime you're in Manchester during that time, you need to come and help us do it.
I want to be part of it, yes, I do.
No, definitely.
I do. And going back to you now, Linda, I'm going back to your very interesting story of your struggles of breaking down the barriers. That's one of my lyrics.
Yeah.
Breaking down the barriers. It's because other future presidents of America, I can't really see a Margaret Thatcher black or a, whether you're Conservative, Labour or otherwise, I cannot see a lady black running this country, and I cannot see a black or mixed race high up in Parliament stood next to the, what do we have, who runs the country? Prime Minister, as an advisor or anything like that. For instance, if we look at Brighton's manager, and then now we've got a Watford manager who's quite dark. Is he from Watford? No, not Watford. I think he's Wolves. Anyway, he's a Spanish geezer. He looks quite dark. He could be easily looked at as mixed race. My point is, within the sports industry, or the football industry especially, what black and mixed race have done to the Premiership over the past 10, 15, 20 years. Cyril Regis died not long ago, and there was a manager at Stockport, he was black, I don't remember his name. The point I'm trying to make is we don't want token black members of this culture or token mixed race members of this culture. And you out there that make all the rules, you out there, whoever you may be, sit down in your big tables and think, well, maybe not. It's time now for us to have a voice.
We have changed things by what we have done.
In the public eye, Linda, there's just so much in the public eye that needs changing.
Forever, but they start small. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Us in my side will never believe we can't do anything ever again.
That's true.
Right?
That's why I'm so passionate about some of the things you say and what you're doing, Linda.
Yeah.
Because it's a voice of extreme power. Especially that's the ripple effect.
Exactly, the ripple effect.
Thanks to social media and the World Wide Web.
As well.
Because it's people sitting in other places now, viewing this, thinking, we can do that.
Exactly.
We can get organised. We can sit down and we not just get organised, we can get funding.
Exactly.
Promoters will promote you.
And the fact as well that I did the funding. Anybody who wants help to do the funding, I can help them to write their application. Do you know what I mean?
That's right.
And people outside of us are taking notice now about wanting to change the world by what we've done as well. Big companies. Do you know what I mean? So things is changing, man.
I just thought we see more of it in our lifetime, Linda.
Well, yeah.
And have a part of it.
We have got a part of it. We started it.
That's right.
We've got a part of it. We've got to stake the balls rolling.
So, can I mention the party at New Year then?
Oh, yeah, go on.
On New Year, on New Year's night or New Year's Eve, what is it?
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve in Manchester, we're going to be having a Reno party again. And it's going to be same DJs, Persian.
Yeah, but you know it's not just us.
Great.
Yeah. We'll have a room on the. We've got a room on the top floor. The middle floor is young people. The basement is live jazz.
Where is it at?
It's in the Naya Centre in Hume. You know where the Naya Centre is. I thought it was
closed down.
It's open again.
Has it got done up and everything?
It's not done up, but it's you can use it.
Functionable.
You're functionable.
Good.
And it's there, and I'm going to make it look beautiful.
We're going to do it, of course, make it a party place.
With proper lights, proper balloons in the ceiling to drop down at New Year and all that.
So the Naya Centre, those of you who are interested, how much are the tickets?
The 20 quid.
Great, it's New Year's night.
But bring your own drink.
Once again.
Bring your own drink, and as much as you like.
That alone will get them there. What time till?
All night.
Wow, an all-nighter?
All night.
I don't think you should be saying that on social media.
Why?
Joking.
Yeah, no, an all-nighter, 20 quid, bring your own drink.
At the Naya Centre?
At the Naya Centre.
New Year's night?
We have our own room in the top.
And it's going to be other music and other performers.
There's other music, so the 20 quid gets you in every single room. You can go where you like. I think there's food for sale.
We'll have to make sure we've got them guys again with the car boot outfit.
Oh no, definitely.
They're there.
Definitely.
So yes,
and we'll do up outside so it looks nice to sit down and smoke.
I'm sure it'll be perfect, Linda. So that is New Year's Eve, and it will be advertised and told to the local radio stations where you can get your tickets and where the information will be where you can.
You'll have to buy your tickets definitely at the Naya Centre, and this is not totally in my control.
Good.
So you definitely have to buy your tickets.
Linda, take it out of your control. Let people know it's got nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
Some people are not asking you for a guest list.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you to sort them out.
No, exactly.
It's New Year's night.
You go and buy your tickets at the Naya Centre.
It's New Year's night, it's £20. A round of drinks for two on New Year's night is £20.
No, exactly. So
in a club
if you can bring your own drink.
So don't take money about that.
And it's about 1 million years since I've been with everybody on New Year's Eve.
Well, this is it, Linda. I usually are in Cornwall, and I'm usually at a beach, which is my beach, opening a bottle of champagne, usually on my own, to go meet my girls or family and friends somewhere else, to have a walk around my town and then go home. I don't do all night sessions on Christmas night anymore, because I want to wake up in the morning and go and do my disciplines and go out round my castle and see the sea and throw a gift into the sea of roses or flowers and a show appreciation.
But this is just a one-off. I love what you do.
It's part of my journey. I can't do it at the moment. I'm on a little strict, no bells, no flowers. I've got to stay off social media for a while. I'm doing other things that I've got to be taken out of my comfort zone to appreciate what I do and what I'm about, and to embrace the change, because my higher levels of consciousness have peaked. And I have to have guidance of my son Alonso, my brother Himmix, Charlotte, my young queen princess house guest, who's flown away and doing her beautiful stuff, and one or two other people in this city of Cornwall who are helping my development. So once again, going back to what the Reno meant to me and what the aftermath of it meant to me, I wouldn't be sitting here today if I wouldn't have had a part to play in the Reno excavating, and I hope and pray I've done everybody proud. I did my family proud, main thing, and I didn't embarrass any of my family and friends. And if I did do, that's me, that's the way I am. Here I am.
Absolutely, fuck 'em, that's the way you are.
No, I can't use that word, but I know what you mean.
No, absolutely, fuck 'em. You're great, man. Even all the madness, I love it. Yeah.
Say again.
Yeah, all the madness you carry on with, I love it.
Linda, we do a teardrop. We've been doing this since children. And we say to the gods, to the spirits, and to all our ancestors, but most of all, at this moment, to the Reno excavating people, from the first to the last, that had something to do with it in every little way. Even if you didn't have anything to do with it, your presence, I have a lyric. Thank you for gracing us. Thank you for gracing us with your presence.
Thank you, Fonso.